Welcome back. This, of course, is part 3 of my Robotech DVD review, where I actually get into the DVD review. So we're going to talk about Robotech on DVD. Which edition should you buy if you want to get the show? Well, for the most part, it's up to you which edition you'd like to get. But which edition is going to meet your personal needs as far as having Robotech in your collection goes? Well, that's what I hope to get into this time and clear up for you. Because this is the Robotech DVD Disambiguation video. Today on the Multimedia Chronicles. Okay, so at long last, we come to the modern era, and we take a look at Robotech on DVD. Excuse the racket outside. There's a guy who's using a leaf blower to clear away crap on our in the parking lot. We have a lovely view of the parking lot just outside our living room window, so yeah, please pardon that. Okay, Robotech on DVD. I love Robotech, Sean. Please tell me, which DVD edition should I get? There's just so many. Yes, there are so many. And to someone looking to just get a set of Robotech, it might be a little bit confusing. And that was really the main purpose of doing this video, the DVD disambiguation, as it were, to disambiguate the different releases, to give you information about each release so you know exactly what they are on site. You can recognize them on site and be able to make a decision based on what you personally are looking for in your own definitive Robotech collection. Okay, so without any further ado, let's get into it because there's a lot of ground to cover. First, we had the Legacy Collection. Now, for a long time, this was basically as definitive as it got. This was the deluxe edition collection that fans had been dying for years. It's a great set. It's got all 85 episodes spread across 7 boxed sets. Each boxed set contains 3 DVDs, 2 DVDs of episodes with usually 12 episodes total, and then a third DVD of extras. Now the extras are kind of hit or miss. Some of them are kind of but others are really cool. Like they have original promo films that were sent out to companies about the toys, for example. So they have like this big promo reel all about the toys, where this guy demonstrates how they transform and talks about them in relation to the show and stuff like that. And they have the original Macross pilot. Back when they were going to do, before it became Robotech, they were just going to do Macross until they realized they couldn't really sell it in syndication with only 36 episodes. So they actually have the original Macross pilot that they did before it became Robotech. Actually, no, what they were going to do actually was going to release it direct to VHS. They were just going to release it all on video, and then you could collect the videos to get the story, and there would be like 1 or 2 episodes per video. So anyway, they have the original pilot episode that was created. There was actually 1 video release put out. I imagine it's quite a collector's item by now. So rare, in fact, that I don't even have a picture of it. So I'm terribly sorry. But I think the painting that was used on the cover was basically a painting of the SDF-1, or the Macross as it was in the original series, which has appeared on many of the video covers since. But anyway, so it was originally going to be a video series. They only did 1 volume and didn't take off. But they have the original pilot episode that was a part of that video series available in the extras on the discs. Another extra they have, which is really cool, and I talked a little bit about this particular show in one of the previous installments, is Robotech 2 The Sentinels. They actually have Robotech 2 The Sentinels available, like the movie compilation, with the deleted scenes, extras, and everything, on disc 3 of the Legacy set extras. Now, unfortunately, it's the only way to get Sentinels on DVD is to get that extras disc. Now, if you shop around a bit, you can get the individual discs from the Legacy collection individually. So there's 14 volumes of episodes, and then there's the 7 volumes of extras. And you can buy them all as individual discs. So you can get the 7 legacy sets, which have all the episodes and all the extras in nice, handy boxes. Or you can get the individual discs. This is a look at, I'll just cycle through all 14 covers and the 7 extras discs. But here's the thing. A lot of price gouging sellers out there are selling the 3rd extras disc, which is the Sentinels one, for ridiculous sums of money. The cheapest I saw it online was $40. $40. The highest I saw it online was $70 through an Amazon seller. $70 for the extras disc. And you know what the real kicker is? It's still available. It's not out of print. It's out of print as an individual disc sold as a separate part of the Legacy collection. But the disc itself is not out of print. And we'll get to that in a few minutes. Okay, so you have the Legacy collection and then you have the individual discs. Say you just want the episodes and you don't really care about the extras all that much. I'm telling you, the extras are worth it. Overall, the extras are worth it. There's some really cool stuff there, so I highly recommend the extras. But if you're just after the episodes, the original, specifically the original broadcast version of the episodes, you can get this set. They have 3 sets, each one containing 1 full generation of Robotech. So you have the Macross Saga, and you have the Masters, and then finally you have the new generation. So between those 3, you have all 85 episodes in their original broadcast form. So it's exactly as they appeared on television originally. Then a few years later, oh yeah, it doesn't stop there. That's it for the original broadcast version. So the original broadcast version, you get the Legacy collection. You can shell out for the individual discs, but you'll end up paying a lot more doing it that way, I'm telling you right now. Or you can just get the generation sets, which will give you the episodes themselves. Then a few years later, they put out this collection, Robotech Remastered and Extended. Oh yeah. Now remember how I mentioned they cut out a lot of stuff to make it suitable for television. Well, the Remastered edition puts a lot of that stuff back in. It doesn't put everything back in, but it puts in, a lot of the violence and nudity scenes that were cut out of the original version are put back in. Plus, the episodes, much like what they did with Voltron, the episodes have been recut from new transfers of the original films. So the picture quality is far superior to the old broadcast versions. The old broadcast versions are basically just made from the old master tapes, like the videotapes of the show, like the broadcast master tapes, whereas this is made from all new transfers of the episodes from new transfers of the films of the original Japanese shows. So much like Voltron, they basically re-edited and reworked the whole thing. But unlike Voltron, you remember how, if you've watched my Voltron review, Voltron was of course originally broadcast in stereo, and they mixed all the audio on 24-track audio tape, which meant when they went to do the DVD edition, they could take those original 24-track masters and make a 5.1 surround sound mix using nothing but the original audio. Really cool. However, Robotech, unfortunately, was only ever broadcast in mono. And a lot of the old archival sound effects that were used at the time, 20 years ago, are no longer available. Or they're just, in such poor shape that they're unusable. So that meant, they wanted to do a 5.1 surround sound mix for the remastered edition. So, unfortunately, it means a lot of the original sound effects are nowhere to be heard, and it's a whole new mix using more modern sound effects. Now, honestly, overall, the fans are really divided on this whole remixing issue, and a lot of people were upset that the original audio wasn't included. But of course, much like what I was saying about how you can't have the original Japanese audio because there is no original Japanese audio equivalent to Robotech, the Robotech story. Well, it's the same thing with the remastered edition. They couldn't just plunk in the original audio tracks from the broadcast versions because of the additional footage. All the timing is different. There's no original audio equivalent of the footage that was incorporated in. So, everything was re-edited and remixed from the ground up to create, this deluxe edition of Robotech. So the remastered edition was available in 2 forms. You could get just the boxed sets, of the episodes. There's no extras, okay? No extras, episodes only. So, up to this point, the only place you could get the extras was in the Legacy Collection. So the Remastered Edition was episodes only, and you could get it either with just a box set of 12 episodes. Once again, they did 7 volumes, so 7 sets of 12 or 13 episodes each. And then there was a collector's edition version you could get that would include a small replica of some of the mecha from the show. For example, here's a couple of them with the little mecha toys, which is pretty cool. You can still find most of these around. The ones with the toys are a little harder to find, and you might have to shell out a little more for them. But if you really want them, hunt around for them. There you go. So I guess the big question is, do I recommend the Remastered collection? Well, I do, definitely. I mean, especially if you're a longtime fan of Robotech and you're looking for a bit of a fresh take on it, see it punched up a bit, modernized, go for it. It's a great collection, and I mean, I'm intimately familiar with the original broadcast versions, so for me, seeing the remastered versions and seeing all the bits and pieces that I'd been missing all these years was a real treat, Now, I should say they haven't included everything that was cut out, because the Robotech story and the Macross, Southern Cross, and Mosquito stories are considerably different. I mean, they're similar, but not the same story. Plus, they could only really incorporate material that they had audio for. So, for example, if there was dialogue scenes that had been cut out, they couldn't put those back in because they didn't have English language dialogue from when it was recorded 20 years ago. You see what I mean? So, yeah. So anyway, finally, and I don't have to show you a picture because I own it, Robotech, the Protoculture Collection. Absolutely gorgeous box set. Look at that. There's 4 things. You got the Macross Saga, Masters, New Generation, and the extras. Now here's the thing. Remember I was saying how a lot of price gouging asshole sellers are selling the Sentinels disc for $70. Here it is. That's the disc. In fact, on the cover of the extras thing, they have the cover of the Sentinels. So if you want the Sentinels disc, just get the Protoculture Collection. And here's why. The Sentinels disc goes for anywhere from $40 to $70 just for that one extras disc. Do not buy it. Do not get it for that price, because you can get the whole Protoculture Collection for the same price. So what do you want? Do you want the single disc of the Sentinels, or do you want all 85 remastered episodes with all 7 extras discs for the same price? I don't know. Seems like pretty simple math to me. So the Protoculture Collection is great because it includes all 85 of the remastered editions of the episodes, and for the first time since the Legacy Collection came out, the all 7 of the extras discs. And it's the exact same extras discs that were in the Legacy Collection, so you're not missing anything. So if you want absolutely everything, this is the set to get. But only if you're not dead set on getting the original broadcast versions. Picture and sound quality in this is far superior to the original broadcast versions. Now, some people will say, superior, yes. Better, maybe, I mean, I do get pangs of nostalgia for the old sound effects, of course. I mean, the old sound effects are just as much a part of the old classic experience as anything else. So will I be getting the original broadcast versions at some point? Definitely. I'll probably just get the generation sets because they're cheaper, they've got all the episodes there in a nice compact boxed set, and I really don't need to get the Legacy Collection because I've already got all the extras in the Protoculture Collection, so it would be redundant and just take up more shelf space needlessly. So that's that. So that's basically it for Robotech the original series. So to sum up, you've got the Legacy Collection, 7 boxed sets containing all 85 episodes and 7 discs of extras. You've got the individual discs from the Legacy Collection, which I really don't advise doing if you want everything, because it's going to end up costing you a lot more in the end. And you can still find the Legacy Collections on eBay fairly cheap most of the time. And then finally you've got the generation sets, which have the first, second, and third generations available in separate, reasonably priced boxed sets. And you can still find those too, and they're pretty pretty reasonable most of the time, around 30 or 40 bucks a set. Then you've got the Remastered collection, the regular episodes only box set edition. You got the Remastered collection with the toys. And then finally, you've got the Protoculture collection, which is the single most deluxe edition of Robotech ever put out on DVD. But it doesn't end there. How far along are we here? Wow, we're just going for broke. Because, well, I'm going to have to save it for next time. Sorry, this 3-part epic has turned into a 4-part epic. But that covers Robotech anyway. That covers Robotech, the original series. So what's left? Well, there's a couple of things, but you'll just have to tune in next time to find out. So until next time, thanks for watching, and sayonara.